First-generation college student Petra Bohall Wood chose Purdue University after learning about the possibilities of a career in forestry and natural resources in a high school biology class. Once on campus, she immersed herself in learning about forest management and wildlife. After graduating in 1981, Wood went on to earn a master's degree and PhD in wildlife ecology from the University of Florida. She began her more than 40-year career in conservation as a wildlife biologist for the Florida Cooperative Fish and Wildlife Research Unit in 1987, while concurrently working on her doctorate. In 1992, Wood was hired as a research wildlife biologist with the U.S. Geological Survey's West Virginia Cooperative Fish and Wildlife Research Unit, based at West Virginia University. Petra has worked on the effects of various types of human disturbance, such as timber harvesting, mountaintop removal mining, shale gas extraction, and recreation, on wildlife populations, including songbirds, raptors, Allegheny woodrats, woodcocks, and salamanders. She was part of several studies on bald eagle ecology and management, including a southern bald eagle reintroduction project. Her research on cerulean warblers and golden-winged warblers, both species of concern, has informed industry management practices and national conservation policies, and earned her national recognition, including the Presidential Migratory Bird Federal Stewardship Award. For her contributions to the fields of wildlife and forest management and to the future of natural resources through her work with more than 100 graduate students, FNR is proud to honor Petra Bohall Wood as its 2022 Distinguished Alumna Award recipient.
First, just thanking Mary Beth Adams and Greg Dahl and Robert Burns, my colleagues here in West Virginia, but also, Mary Beth and Greg are also both former Boilermakers, and just for them to, appreciate the work that I did and feel like it was deserving of such an award. It was just such a incredible feeling to have them nominate me for this, and also thank the selection committee for just recognizing this 40-year research career. I really appreciate that they recognize that. As far as Purdue itself, that's where I got my start and learned about natural resources, and that there was actually a profession that you could have that relates to forestry and wildlife management. And Dr. Weeks and Dr. Kirkpatrick, Dr. Parker were especially helpful mentors to me. I worked for them on kind of various things through summer work study, sometimes over spring breaks, and just learned so much from the experience there, both in classes, in different organizations, just different opportunities that were available to us as undergrads, summer camp. All of those things were just so helpful, and ultimately really did kind of direct my career, in the sense of that a lot of my research was related to wildlife and forest management. And so having both of those things in my background was really helpful. And I guess just as far as thanking everyone I've ever worked with, because so many of these projects are, they aren't things I did on my own. They're things that I did with former graduate advisors. Well, Dr. Weeks was a big one as far as my undergrad advisor, my master's and PhD advisor, Dr. Colopy. I had just tons of research technicians and collaborators on a lot of these projects. We had state, federal agencies, private NGO, people that worked with all kinds of different organizations that were involved in all these different projects. So without all of those wonderful collaborators and incredibly talented graduate students that worked with me on these things, this career couldn't have happened without all of those. I guess I should thank my family. I think my parents really didn't understand the career. I was actually the first one to go to college, so nobody I think realized what that took. And after I finished my bachelor's, it was like, wait, you're still going to stay in school? When are you going to get done with school? But, they were very supportive of me going through this process and ultimately, graduating with a PhD. I want to thank my husband for all of the help and support he's given me over the 40 years that we've been together. He's been an extra field technician when I needed somebody's help. He's great with statistics, so he's been there with all my weird stats questions and just generally been there for me for 40 years. So I definitely want to acknowledge my husband, John Wood,